You're listening to the Music Business Breakthrough Podcast with me, your host, Grammy-nominated artist and certified trauma-informed success coach, Cheryl B. Engelhardt. For a long time, I navigated the changing waters of the music industry on my own. And while I was able to garner a bunch of great wins over the years, I do not want that for other musicians. So I founded In the Key of Success to help musicians like you fast-track the process of setting and achieving big goals. In the Key of Success hosts a plethora of resources like my mastermind Amplify, tons of checklists, and email templates, all available in the free app Releasify. Make sure to download it today. Whether you need to release some past baggage or break through the BS of the music industry, you're in the right place to level up how you release your music into the world. So let's go get your music business breakthrough and amplify your release. I'm your host, Cheryl B. Engelhardt. Today, I'm going to dork out on systems, and here's why. Systems are the key to success. When something is not working for you or you feel overwhelmed or exhausted, it's usually because there's not a system in place or the system needs to be optimized. So first, let's just define system. To me, a system is any sort of platform, structure, or technology that's going to support me in my goals. That includes everything from accountability to calendars, to Google Docs, to online things, to offline things. And I'm going to share as many as I can think of that I personally use. The show notes will have a ton of links for all of these things if you're interested. I have systems in my personal life, and I'm going to start with those. My husband and I have systems together, from our finance systems to agreements. An agreement is a little mini system, to things like who takes the trash out when and who handles the dog stuff. Those are key things to remove questions and remove wondering and remove tension around any particular topic that you have to deal with, especially when you are living with someone. My calendar is a system that I use for my personal life as well as my music career. It is all encompassing of my life. So while I know that it is a very, very powerful music business tool, it is a system that I consider a life system. Inside of my iCal, and I know you can also do this with Google Calendars, I have separate calendars for different areas of my life. I have a personal acquaintances, sort of appointments calendar. And that is the calendar that other people are depending on me for. So those are my dentist appointments, my meetings with coffee with friends. I have a joint calendar with my husband that has date nights, that has anniversaries, that has dog related things. And that's a really important calendar. And we're able to share that so that we don't double book ourselves or have a miscommunication around when someone thought they were working, but we had a date planned. So that keeps things really simple. I also have a theater calendar for when I'm part of shows or I'm working on my own theater work. And I have my music business as well. So when I have gigs, when I have coaching calls, all of that lives inside of my business calendar. I have several other calendars, but I don't want to confuse you. You can just keep whatever is important to you, the buckets of your life, inside of different calendars, and then you can see how it works together. The really cool thing about this calendar system is that they're each different colors. So when I look at my month or I look at even just a week, I can tell how balanced my week is. Am I working too hard? Do I have nothing purple? Purple is the color for my husband and my calendar. If there's nothing purple in that week, I'm like, oh gosh, we don't have any time scheduled together this week, like nothing. We've got to put that in. It's really cool to have those colors and that system to look at a glance and know how balanced am I this week. Can I anticipate saying to my husband, listen, this is a really big week for me. I have this session and I have these things and I have this practice and blah, 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 and rehearsal here. Like there might need to be some give and take. And then we're able to adjust the other systems for what that system is telling us. Again, it's all data that we get to use to take actions to support our lives. Finance systems. Finance has a ton of systems. I've already talked in past episodes about how I organize my bank accounts and my credit cards, and that's so important. And those are systems in and of themselves. I have them all connect with QuickBooks Online, which is the finance system I use to keep track of my spending for my business, as well as how I generate reports for taxes. It makes end of year stuff so easy. So come April, I'm not scrambling. I actually usually send my taxes in by the end of February. When it comes to organizing my music career and working with a team, there are a bunch of different platforms that I use, and each one is a mini system in and of itself. I have to share that the biggest one that I am the biggest fan of is Kajabi. I talk about it a lot, but it is an all-in-one platform that hosts my email list, my website, my digital products, my podcast, my coaching calls, everything that has to do with my business, both my music and my fan list, as well as the musicians and my clients for In the Key of Success. All of this is done on Kajabi. It is incredible. It's super user-friendly. And while I do know how to code and build websites, I find Kajabi to be so much simpler. And I have used all of the different sites before. I have used Infusionsoft, Wix, Squarespace, MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, and connected them with all sorts of things like Zapier. And it was just too many things. And I am saving so much money and so much headache and so much time using Kajabi. The other benefit of all-in-one system like that for all of those sort of digital needs is that the branding is aligned everywhere. The email I send has the same font, text, color, feel as the website, as the products, as this, and I can also see all of the statistics in one place, and there's not discrepancies from site to site sending each other info. So I absolutely love Kajabi. I'll put in the show links, but you can always sign up for it and try it out for a couple weeks. You get a free coaching call with me if you do decide to work with Kajabi, because I'm just that committed to musicians really having a tool like this that works. So go to www.inthekey.co/Kajabi if you want to check it out. The other online systems that I use are Airtable. Airtable is basically like Google Sheets on pretty steroids. I love it for organization, for keeping track of things. It is where I create all sorts of research bases. They call them bases, the sheets, but I keep track of anyone that I pitch anything. I have press sheets in there. I have music licensing. I have all of my metadata, and it's really easy to share any of those pages with team members. So I'm a big fan of Airtable. I've got a free template that I will put in the show notes for you to use as a starting base for your own research and projects if you want to try that out. It's free. I love Airtable. I also use Trello. I wasn't using Trello until I hired a VA team, and now they use Trello, and I am a big fan. It's really easy to work with a team. So if you have a team in any capacity, Trello is pretty great. Slack does this too. I don't love Slack quite as much, and I know Notion is really popular, although I don't use it because I have all the other systems in place. I love communicating with my teammates and with my clients over Telegram. Telegram is kind of like WhatsApp, but it's a little bit more robust and there's some more options. It's really great for groups, and it's really cool add on to my coaching packages. So anytime anyone works with me one-on-one, we have Zoom calls, but then they also get 24/7 access to send me voice memos through Telegram. It's a really great app. It's also free, and it makes it really easy to communicate and have a designated system. What wasn't working for me for a long time was being able to text with clients. I really needed my text and my phone to be for my friends and family exclusively. So Telegram allows me to check when I want to check, and I schedule that into my day so that I don't constantly get notifications and get pulled away from whatever I'm focusing on to go in and deal with a teammate or clients. They have designated times for that throughout the day for me. So if you want to start to really create some personal boundaries around some of your work, collaborations, bandmates, I strongly suggest an app like Telegram. Some people use Marco Polo, which I actually hate for a lot of reasons. It has to be video if you want to use it free. WhatsApp can get a little overwhelming and it's harder to organize stuff there, but it's great for international. Telegram is my favorite. For all of my music, I do like to have my metadata in Airtable, but I like to have it duplicated, and I use Disco to send playlists and to organize my music there as well. I have hundreds of tracks because, first of all, I've released 8 records, but I also have about 200 tracks from commercial music and production music that didn't air that I still own the rights to. So all of that is fair game for licensing, and I make sure that that is available in playlists, and I can easily send out that music and search for it and find it. And Disco is really popular right now in terms of music supervisors using that tool. TrackStage is another one that I really like. It's super duper robust and still growing. And that's something worth checking out if you want a little bit more all-in-one way to keep track of your clients and pitches if you haven't started another system yet. Because I already had Airtable in place, I didn't want to move absolutely everything I had over to a new system when all I really needed was a place like Disco to host my songs and their metadata and to be able to send it easily. Now, that sounds like a lot of different apps and places to go. I have a system to organize that, of course. I'm a big fan of using the bookmarks tab and folders inside of bookmarks on my Google Chrome account. So I don't get lost in, oh my God, where do I go to sign in for that? Where's my password? Blah, 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 blah. All of that lives in a really simple space. And of course, my passwords are kept in Airtable in a locked base. So that's super secure and I know where to go. I have all of these as apps on my phone. So no matter where I am, if I'm traveling, I'm able to access all of my data and never get locked out of anything. So for me, the systems are optimized. I'm constantly looking at how to optimize them even more and make sure that they're always flowing. And when the great thing about bringing in new people is they act as a mirror, they can tell you, hey, this isn't working or this could work a little bit better. Sometimes we get stuck in our own comfort zone for our systems and we don't even know that there's a better way to do it. So that's the great reason why I often am working with a coach or am in some sort of program where someone else can reflect back to me what's working and what could be optimized. Because who doesn't love a good optimization session? I'll see you in the next episode.